What is good? What is good? What is Gucci? Courtney IG, and I'm back again. And this time, I'm here to discuss Unfinished Business, the 15-track album from Fredo. So, guys, to take it back a bit, as I always do, 2021 was a great year for Fredo with two projects: Independence Day, which felt more like a mixtape, and Money Can't Buy Happiness, which actually to me was his best body of work and is still to this day. Not taking this one into account just yet. Which at the time I didn't really appreciate it. It took me a time to kind of sit with it and grow on me with I Miss, Blood in My Eyes, Ready or Not. You know, it's called Ready. You know, I'm saying Ready or Not because I'm thinking Fugees. Aunt's Place, still in circulation. I really slept on Ready at the time because I was like, oh, Meek Mill's already mashed up this. I like the original a lot. Lauryn Hill and them lot. But, I just kept thinking about the Meek flip. But I like what Fredo and SZA did there. And Aunt's Place really just got into what he's all about for me. It really just grabbed everything from the voice note at the start, from him coming right into it. And that's meant to be blood. And then, yeah, all of that just... I really like that as an artist, you know, from the trap to the flashy to the loyalty to the circle, but still being aware of the snakes. It's always there. And Independence Day perspective, outside of the freestyle, I can't say there's one track which I actually play or I go back to. And coming into this, guys, I don't think I've really heard a lot of tracks. And I always intentionally avoid tracks when I'm coming into an album review, as you probably may have noticed, even though this came out a while ago. I haven't listened to it, so I avoid everything until I sit here with you and dissect it. So, yeah, I haven't really heard much people talking about X or Y song being a banger. I must say, Dave Flow, I've rinsed the hell out of that one, so I'm not even going to discuss about that. It's a banger, and that's basically it. I love that track. They produced it. Dave, Fredo link up, always does a mad thing. They should do a mixtape. Anyway, moving on, guys. My story sees Fredo setting the pace, setting the scene of this paranoia. He's got there's a tone of paranoia, feeling of paranoia for the jewels that he's got on. You know, calling out hits on ops or whatever he's talking about, and contrasting that against that businessman. He's always talking about, I'm a businessman. It's kind of like that. It's like a shift like he's trying to make. I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman. He's like saying it and he means it. And I feel like he's developed that side through the investing in Kick Game and putting Kick Game on map. And it's a really intense bar onslaught. I think it's 6 minutes long. It's just like his freestyles. Basically, he's taken that format of his freestyles and put that as an opener to the album to kind of let you know, lay everything out, lay all on the line, and let you know, I got all of this on my back. I'm the leader, though. I'm handling this. I got my daughter to feed. I got my man them around me. I got the man them that passed away around me. And I'm going to give you this in the most high definition way. Put the lubes in there. Put the glossy shit in there. Put the jewels in there. Put it all in there so you really feel what the street life's about. And I ain't missing one aspect of it. The next track is more sentimental in tone, slower pace, with a dedication to his friend Wu, who he does mention on my story before, amongst, I think, Billy. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Still gritty. A lot of lines about the street lives, the conflict, the other side, the areas, which gives it that kind of... It's sentimental, but it's still cold. It's kind of like, I don't want to be too sentimental. I don't want to show too much. I still want to show you that I'm hard. So, okay. Like, you know, pause. But yeah, so there's still a lot of emotion there and anger there. So I did say on the intro, I hadn't really heard many songs, but I lied. Scoreboard, I definitely heard, and I didn't really like it then when I heard it because I didn't want to get too much into it, and I don't really like it now. People were highlighting the use of the double VS line. Overall, you can't really miss with the author hook. You can't miss with his hooks. I'm not blown away by the energy of it. The production just feels like it doesn't really punch enough. Like, it's drill. It feels like drill, but it's just like kind of just a little bit too tame, a bit too mellow. Like I needed something harder. I needed his album to take me somewhere where it does. I need his album. Yeah, I needed his album, that was intentional, to take me somewhere which doesn't really feel like a freestyle. Like, doesn't really just feel like Burners, Bricks, business, and business in an abstract way. This is what we're getting here as we come out of Scoreboard and we go down a bit until we get down to Girls. Like, it's just abstract. It's I need more. I wanted more, and I will get more to that as I get further down. So Girls is probably the first track since Woo which feels different and takes inspiration, of course, from 50, much like the same way that Strands does, much like the same way that Digger does, She's Up. I like how he sits on the production. He's laid back and given that more street feel of Jay-Z's Girls. Let's say it's not like professing like girls. It's more like, yeah, there's girls, but I'm a bad man. So, you know what I mean? That's how it feels to me. And it's like, yeah, it's like I got options. That's how it feels like. I got options, and I'm a businessman, and I got to do what I got to do on the street, and I got to move what I got to move on the street first. And everybody knows that messed it up. So Thought Pattern's gone, back in the room. Everybody knows that is a inspired track of 50 yet again, which is a bit overkill. It's a bit overkill for me. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't until 3:15, which just felt like the end of school, that brought me back in. I like this. Do you know why I like this? Because it brought the project what it was missing. It's been missing features up to this point. It's been missing features up to 3:15, and Eric IV comes in with a nice hook, and the lack of features have been hurting him. I feel like Fredo has been hurting him up to this point in the project. So as I said, the production on 3:15 is really nice. Would have sat nicely if it would have come immediately after Girls. Why, you would say? Why would I put that song right after Girls and get rid of the rest? Topically, it makes sense, right? It's about girls, but it's from another angle. It's a contrast to Girls, which is more like I've got options, I'm not pressed. This is more like I got a girl and now I'm putting the spotlight on you. Is hood, but hood vulnerable, which is different and it's smooth. So it's kind of like giving you two sides in a different way. So that is how I would have done it. I always like to restructure the albums when I'm reviewing it. It's just my thing. Like it or love it, I'm still gonna do it. It's like the ride before Into the Sun before the candlelit dinner, which is not a candlelit dinner. It's rough, it's hard. Yes, that's the last track on the album. So guys, as you can see, I'm wrapping it up. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't impressed with this body of work. The production isn't really varied enough, considering we got so many of these kind of beats in his freestyles, from the Grime Daily, from the take that back, from the Grime Daily to the Fire in the Booth to Tiffany Calver to his own channel where he did the freestyle on the Independence Day mixtape album. It just felt like the same. Like, it's like you saw that did loads of numbers and you just want to keep doing it, and that's not really creative. That didn't feel creative to me, and it's not what I wanted here. I wanted to feel like you've been talking about this businessman. I wanted you to maybe go even more into that direction. Let me know more about the difficulties that you have with working as a businessman in this industry where you're a rapper and you got tattoos and all of that, and they look at you that way, as you did on my story in the intro, as you do in your freestyles. What is it, Fredo's back or something, or I'm back? I wanted a bit more like you take that and make that into an actual like structured song where you dive into the layers of it, but I didn't get that. I heard more growth, I feel like, on Money Can't Buy Happiness. It felt more focused in the sense of creating songs which sit apart from each other, sound different to each other. That's why when you revisit it, it doesn't really sound the same. Like the songs are sounding different. They can all kind of exist. Whereby here, the songs just, they package together well, but it gets a bit repetitive for me, which lets it down. And also there's no features, which lets it down again for me. So I don't know how long it took to construct this body of work. Given that he's been out since 2021, that's 2 years. I didn't get enough variation. I'm sorry to say, man. I didn't feel the Ants Place type feel that I got before. Sorry to say, it was lacking. So, top 3, Dave Flow, My Story, and 3:15. 6 out of 10 for me, guys. Yeah, 6 out of 10. I'll give it that. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, I could even say less, but I'll say 6 out of 10. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, inspire, enrich.